Lots of speculation regarding, of course, the former royal known as the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, popping up this time in China to offer his, well, expertise on how we can all reduce our carbon footprint. As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums. Lovely to see you today. Thank you so much for joining me in the very heart of Parliament. It is pollen heaven here, let me tell you. But it's very quiet actually in London. I've just bumped into a lovely lady from Australia who came up to say hello. Nice to meet you and your husband. Lovely to see you. And they said the same thing, they couldn't quite believe how quiet London was. It does seem exceptionally quiet considering we're supposed to be now building up to the holiday season. This is, of course, where we welcome all of our overseas tourists, visitors, and who will hopefully stay in our hotels, spend a lot of money and go and see our tourist attractions. Meanwhile, literally, as Prince Harry has decided to go over to China, and, when you think about it, this is problematic, let me explain. Sorry, we haven't had a wave, have we? Nice to see you, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. This is problematic on a bigger level, on a serious point, you see, because Harry naturally has chosen to do this to dent any media for his father, His Majesty the King, who is on his very first official visit over to the beautiful land that is Canada for the state opening of Parliament. There's normally a golden rule, it doesn't matter who you are, but you don't overlap, so that each person gets the full force of the media and making sure that whether it's charity, visit, whatever, gets, of course, the recognition it deserves. Naturally, we can always thank Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, for going up there to Liverpool to visit some of the people up there after the terrible disaster. Awful. I mean, I can't say too much because we don't know what's truly happening at the moment, but thank you, Mom, for doing that. A lot of people are very appreciative. It's nice that we can. But of course, Harry decided to go over to China. And this time I was part of a sort of, climate platform thing, whatever, to do alongside his travelist stuff. Now, the irony is not lost on Harry, clearly. The guy, you just couldn't be any dimmer, really, could you? There is a person that tells you that you shouldn't travel around, but goes thousands and thousands of miles halfway around the world to China to tell them to stop traveling as much and to cut down on your carbon footprint. Why has he done it? It's quite simple. It's this, right? If he doesn't turn up, literally, then he doesn't get the check, and he needs the check. No two ways about it. And what's interesting here is, you see, that you'll notice with stuff like this, that, Harry gets up, make sure he does the speech, and there are stipulations that a lot of people don't realise now with Harry. You see, before, when he first left this wonderful royal family, as it were, he decided that, he didn't really care about the title, just call me Harry. Now it has to be stipulation of exactly the size of the lettering, his full title, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. You get the picture. It very much matters now to Harry on that level, let me tell you. And what's interesting also is that Harry decided, as I say, to speak. He couldn't do it, say, via Zoom. And let's just put this into context, right? When he's been talking, for instance, to the charities over here, for instance, he donated that money to the Nottingham charity. I think it's the food bank, Muslim food bank charity, something like that. And also Well Child and stuff like that. He makes a yearly visit, but doesn't exactly put himself out on other occasions. Go figure, right? As ever, allegedly. But those are my thoughts. If there's no money, then of course, consequently, it doesn't necessarily matter. Nice gesture doing donations, but we all know what that means in the bigger picture. So China obviously waved a huge check, again, allegedly, and Harry came running. But as I said, what's fascinating here is that Harry himself knows exactly the problem with climate change. He and his wife seemingly can't step out the front door without getting a Learjet just to go to their next door neighbour. They thrive on private jet travel, and this is one of the biggest contenders. They are friends with all of these people that have their own private jets, but that's never to be mentioned, like Elton John. So while he may get up there and lecture you and tell you that it's the biggest problem in the planet today, just point it right back to him and ask the question, exactly, how did he travel there? And how did he travel over here for his security case back to London the last time he was in the United Kingdom? The results, China, well, no, they wouldn't surprise you, but then they wouldn't surprise anybody, would you? This is, of course, Prince Harry. Neil Sean, Parliament, London.